If there were least error in the plan, the monarchs would not be able to complete their migration. In that case, all the butterflies would die in the cold of winter, and the generations of monarchs would come to an end. These creatures have definitely been specially created and taught to complete this extraordinary journey that they undertake every year. The author of this marvelous creation is Almighty God, the Lord of heaven and earth, the Creator and Judge of all existing things. Do you know? Weaver birds. Weaver birds make nests by weaving grass. To make a nest, the weaver bird first forms a triangular roof. Later, using 4 different kinds of knot, it encloses this space. Every nest has a strong roof, walls, and entrance. The first thing the bird must do is tie a long, thin piece of grass to a thin branch. But this is not so easy. To put this single knot in place, the weaver bird really has to work hard. It is very important that this first knot is made correctly. Otherwise, there is no point in continuing to build a nest. If the first knot is made incorrectly, the later stages will also be incorrect because they rely on the first knot. The knots multiply and a circle is formed. The bird must accurately calculate the dimensions of the circle it has built. This circle must be large enough for it to enter, but too small to let a bigger bird get in. The bird almost always succeeds in making the circle the right size. After it has woven the basic circle and enclosed the sides, the weaver bird starts to build the roof. From top to bottom, it puts the grass in blade by blade. By patiently applying this technique, it ends by building a perfect nest. When we look at the trees weaver birds live in, we see that there's not just one home here, but a giant city composed of hundreds of homes. Every weaver bird builds the same kind of house in the way that God has taught it. Salmon migration. Salmon live in rivers on the west coast of North America. The mother salmon lays her eggs in a shallow place in a river. The young salmon that hatch are fed by a food sac inside the egg. A few weeks later, they can find food in the river. They live in the river for about a year. Salmon are created with the ability to live in both fresh and salt water. The purpose of this is hidden in the wonderful journey the fish will make. One spring day, thousands of salmon began to migrate along the river. After a journey that will last weeks, they finally arrive at their destination, the Pacific Ocean. As soon as they arrive at the ocean, a structural change occurs in the salmon's body, enabling the fish to live in salt water. In the following 1 to 4 years, they will traverse large distances in the ocean. From the coast of America, they will pass the shores of Alaska. They will swim in a great arc towards Japan and return again. At the end of their journey, the salmon are prepared for another extraordinary journey, the last and most difficult one of their lives. They will return to their homes, that is, the river bed where they were born. They will enter the same river they swam down years earlier to reach the ocean, but this time they will swim in the opposite direction, that is, upstream, against the current. No obstacle will stop them. They leap out of the water to cross waterfalls and continue their journey. They can jump over obstacles as high as 3 meters. Sometimes they persist in making journeys as long as 3,200 kilometers. During this whole period, they eat nothing, using the energy they stored while they were in the ocean. And finally, without getting lost, they reach the riverbed where they were born years before and lay their eggs there. They have done their duty. The salmon migration is one of the most amazing journeys in nature. After spending years in the ocean, how do thousands of salmon find the